We're going to travel again to United Arab Emirates, specifically to Sharjah, which is one of the biggest cities in United Arab Emirates. But we are very lucky, really. And again, by the way, sometimes I get that people telling me, Alam, you exaggerate about people. And I say to them, I'm not exaggerating. Go and read their CVs. We're going to listen to one fantastic, real scholar. I really respect her. One of the top really women academics in the Arab countries and worldwide. All her CV, everything is in the website. But she's going to talk about a very important topic for women across the whole world, particularly in academia. The title of her presentation is the following: Why supporting women in research matters now more than ever? Very interesting question. Despite all the progress made, despite we already mentioned quarter of the vice chancellor of top universities are women, despite mentioning remarkable progress in higher education in the UK and Europe and America, women are leaders. Now, our next speaker is going to talk to us about why it is still very important to help women in research than ever. And Professor Bashair Mussa, she's an associate professor of neurophysiology. She's a co-chair of the 5th Forum for Women in Research, and she's also a head of the Global Engagement Department at the University of Sharjah, respected and highly respected authority or university in the UAE and in the Arab countries, particularly in the medical education. We in the UK, we hear a lot about their fantastic work in the medical education. Of course, she's in the medical college. So, Dr. Bashair, if you can, thank you very much for being with us from the start. Unmute yourself, and I am giving you co-host. So, to co-host, yes, you are now a co-host, so you can share your slide.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my slides?
Yes, just make them bigger and that's it. If you can make the screen...
Is it bigger now?
Yeah, everything is fine. Go ahead.
And can you hear me well?
Very well, and we see you very well.
Thank you very much, Prof. Alam, and thank you very much for the organizing committee for this invitation. I'm very happy to be here today, and it's a great opportunity to meet all these amazing women and men in this very special day. I'm wishing everyone a wonderful International Women's Day. And if you allow me, Prof. Alam, I would like to say thank you very much to Dr. Fathiya for sharing your amazing story with us and telling us what women can do, especially during a very stressful time. Thank you very much. We are very proud of you. We salute you, and God bless you, and hopefully we'll see you face to face. Bashair Mussa, as it's been mentioned by Prof. Alam, I think this is a very amazing introduction, and thank you very much for that. So today what I'm trying to share with you why supporting women in research is very crucial and why it is very crucial now. I would like to start by saying that we all live in this universe, in this globe, and there is a very important fact that there is a global challenges. Like the globe being experienced them for a long time and for decades, and we really need a global effort to overcome them. Although the list of these challenges are very long, try just to put, just few examples for, like to share it with you. Whenever we talk about climate changes, about global public health, about loss of biodiversity, and when we talk about water scarcity or about food security or poverty, it's very crucial, essential to leverage the skills and talents of everyone in this globe to overcome these challenges. And by doing what? By establishing a systematic process in which we identify the problems, we establish a specific kind of sustainable way to overcome them and to try to find sustainable solution. Now, this process in our field, we call it research. And we do have a group of people who are naturally gifted and qualified to come up with these kind of questions and to address these challenges and to establish this systematic and sustainable solution. This group of people called researchers, women and men researchers, they are so gifted in a way that they are able to identify the gaps and overcome these gaps. So it would be very smart to leverage their skills and their talents and to be very inclusive in terms of men and women, in terms of gender, so that we can overcome these global challenges. Interestingly, the process itself of research is experiencing a lot of challenges. I tried to summarize it quickly in, these 6 boxes. As a researchers, men and women, we do have challenges with time, with funding, with publication, with limited resources where we have a lot of demand, with predatory models, which is something that we had now, we never had before. And the thing that's common that I would like to talk to you about is disparity, gender disparity when it comes to research. So research is challenging to everyone. However, women they have their own special kind of challenges. And why is that? For several reasons. One of the main reasons is work and life balance is just so challenging for women researchers, because as I've already mentioned, research is a very long and very demanding process. So for women to do research and on the same time to look after their family, this is something very challenging. And when I say family, it's very important to mention that I'm not talking only about parents and about having children and looking after them, but also we talk about the central role of women in the family to look after the elderly people in the household in terms of, like either they were parents or grandparents. So all these kind of social and family commitments is just so challenging to keep, like doing research while you're doing that. In addition to that, when we look at the literature and everything that I'm talking about, I have the references down there in the slide. You can, look at it afterwards if you want to elaborate on these findings. Having leadership and independence in research when it comes to women is very challenging. And what the literature telling us is women are doing well as co-supporters, co-investigator in the projects, but yet we need more support when it comes to leaders and leadership and independence. Another challenge is opportunity to collaborate and to establish new network, to do more research and to expand on your research. Again, for women to travel from one country to one country or one, like continent to another country to facilitate this is becoming very challenging for women compared to men. The last point is pandemic, and this is what the literature is telling us. Pandemic have a very adverse effect on the women researcher more than men. And I'm highlighting COVID just for one reason, which is it is a recent kind of pandemic that we experience in this era. So when they did studies, and amazing studies that include 4,000 or more researchers, women researchers in USA and in Europe, they found that COVID had a more significant effects to women research than men research. And interestingly, if you looked at the left side of the slide where there is a figure A, it showed that the research time and effort of women is significantly declined. And there is many reasons, but one of the reasons that is the women who looked after young children were the ones who are most affected, referring again to the fact that the central role of women in, like in the family is kind of, in fact, impacting research. And also, if you looked at the right side of the slide, which is the blue figure, it's showing that the women who were in disciplines where they don't need to leave the house, just like, psychology or other kind of fields where they can do research from home, they did better than the woman who needs to go outside the house to do, like a physical work in a lab or so, and leave their children at home while there is no schools happening during lockdown. So everything to do with research is affected during that time, and women were more affected. So women, I tried to convince you why we're talking about women and why we talking about now is the high time for supporting women. I tried to summarize everything again in 6 boxes, and it's very important to focus on the last two boxes, because this is what the future is about. So right now, it is a high time, because we have an evidence that women are interested in research. They are good in doing research. And we do have access to data. How many women are doing research now? We never had that before. We have a task force of graduate women, young women, who are doing a great job in research right now, more than before. Some disciplines, actually, we achieved parity, and that telling us that we can go ahead and do the same with the other disciplines. So it is not, impossible to achieve parity. And as I said, the two important boxes are digital revolution that we are experiencing. We have to engage women in this, because this is the future. So more women interested in research, and this is, all the reports from the UNESCO and other international organizations showed us women, this percentage of women researchers increasing across the world. So now it's about 33 or more percentage of women share in research. Again, this is something wasn't happening 20 years back. And if we narrow the areas of where we're looking at and where we're reporting from, and we're including only 20 plus countries, for example, you will find, as you can see here, you will find even the percentage of women share is increased to 40 to 42%. So we're experiencing a significant increase in women who are interested in doing research and in doing great in research. Now, the other box, which is our access to data about women. I just have two figures that I want to share with you to prove the fact that in 1998, 20 years back or more, if you looked at this figure, what is this figure showing you? Different regions within the world and the countries within these regions, and the share of women, the percentage of women in each country. And as you can see here is a gray circle. I'm using my pointer. I hope that you can see it. The gray pointer is showing the gender parity. So the 45% to 50%, if you're reaching that, you will hit this kind of gray circle. At that time, that doesn't mean all empty spaces, there is no women researchers. But, we couldn't report that. But look, after 20 years, in 2018, it seems that women everywhere are doing a great work when it comes to research. Not only that, is it reaching gender parity or kind of going beyond that? And this is where we have to leverage all this information to support women even further, because without measurement, you cannot do any strategic improvement. In addition to that, now we have an amazing long list of organizations and centers helping us to tell us more about women and in research, and what is their statistics. Just to mention a few wise women in science and engineering, we have the UNESCO Institute for Statistics. They're telling us more about these women. She figures, it's from the European Union, and Elsevier is a publisher also telling us more about women. So we do have the data and we do have the evidence. Now, the other box that I was talking about, which is a task force when it comes to graduate young women. As you can see here, this is reporting about 60 plus countries around the world, showing that as a percentage of women who graduating with PhD degrees are kind of reaching parity, gender parity. So we have an amazing, a decent number of young women who are doing great when it comes to the first stage of research, which is the PhD. If you dig more into that, you will find in 2022, the world actually celebrated how the parity, gender parity is about, it was about to be 50-50%, because we have young women from that group of the graduates are kind of achieving their contribution when it comes to authorship, which is, usually we celebrate our research by publishing it. So this, like the one in the left here, showing you that in 2022, we have about 41% of the co-author were young women. And the graph on the right side showing you all of them were young, in their young career kind of positions, and they were able to prove that we receiving this amazing input from young women. Now, the other box that I was talking about, there is some discipline achieve parity already, gender parity. So it is not impossible for us to apply this across all the disciplines or all the fields. And as you can see here, nursing doing the best. We have about 68% of women researchers are coming from this background. And of course, it's very important to say that all these percentages is coming from this report. So it is applicable for the countries that being participated in that report. And if you look at the other, disciplines doing well in terms of women contribution in research, you will find that it's medicine, health medicine, but also health sciences, but also social sciences are doing great, reaching parity, gender parity. Now, I have to highlight, we did great in some places, but there is yet some places need support. And whenever we talk about computer science, engineering, mathematics, we need more people because more women to be part of these fields, because there is underrepresentation, especially in AI field, which is, as we all know, we are experiencing and we witnessing a fundamental transformation in technology this era, and it is the present and it is the future of our research and our everything that we do in our daily life. So knowing that women are underrepresented in this field we want to make sure to be more inclusive, to support these women to be part of that. And this is just a graph telling you that the 10 top or 20 top countries in AI, the representation of women is less, about 20% or less. In terms of pattern and innovation, as you can see here, just to summarize this graph, the dark blue showing you men or only men who doing, who are submitting or getting patents or innovative, activate innovative projects are the top. And there is a huge difference between them and between the dark orange part of the graph, which is alone or woman alone or a team who is only woman in terms of innovation and patterns. So to be part of the future, innovative future, we need to support all women in these fields to be part of the future. Otherwise, it will be too late. Now, if you ask, anybody of you now asking, if I want to support women, what I can do? You can be a mentor, you can celebrate their achievement, you can help them building teams, communicate their vision, give them opportunities, and establish with them collaborative networking. Now, in my university, we are very proud to tick all these boxes and to come up with initiative. It is a forum called Women in Research Forum. It started in a very interesting time in 2022 during COVID. It started online, and we till today, 2 weeks back, we celebrated the 5th draft or 5th version of the forum. In this forum, we ticked all these boxes. One of the amazing part of it, we supporting women with grants called Quwa grants, and I'm very happy one day to share with you the details of this forum. And just quickly, I would like to take you through it. If for all the women from all around the world, if they would like to participate in our forum. In 2020, as I said, it was a vision being created by a woman, an amazing woman. Her name is Dr. Manar Abu Talib, and all the women, we have about 140 members, women who is doing a great job to make this a success. So in 2020, we started online in our university. 2022, we continue online in UAE. 2022, we went to the Gulf region. 2023, we went to North Africa. And 2 weeks back, we were very happy to celebrate our 5th edition of the forum, where we welcome the whole world to our platform. We received about almost 900 submissions from 53 countries, and we were able to give 43 grants. This is just photos of the all amazing people who are part of this initiative. I will go quickly. We welcome all the categories from medicine, health science, social sciences, computer science, art and humanities. We are very kind of particular on certain criteria when it comes to the proposal. Scientific rigor, it has to be a very strong, scientifically novel, community impact industry. I'm not going through the terms and conditions for the sake of time. However, the main important term is the leader to be a female or woman, and there is no limit for all the males to be a co-investigator in it. We do have a submission, very easy submission process. You can scan the QR code in here, and it takes you directly to our platform. We will be celebrating our next version in 2027. Here are some of the pattern of our submission for everyone who are interested. At the end, I would like to thank all of you for your amazing attention, and I would like to thank all the women who contributed in this success. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm done.
Thank you very much, Professor. Really fantastic. And I can tell you there's a lot of positive, lots of big comments here, and people really pleased with your presentation. But I can just give you, I like this quote from Professor Hanan. She said, nice and valuable. So you got everything, nice and valuable. It was very nice. And I don't know if you know her. I will definitely make the connection between you, Professor Bashair, and Professor Hanan, because this is really the whole idea of WSD is a forum to connect people. That's exactly. So Professor Hanan, I definitely have to connect you with Professor Bashair. And there's a lot of you in the Arab countries, but really fantastic work. Just to tell you one thing, there's a lot of research. Even the Secretary General Cortez was saying in his speech one day or 2 days ago, he was referring women, everything women involved is better. But if you go back to the research, when women are involved, corruption is less. When women are involved, governance of corporates is better. When women are involved, happiness will happen. And I remember Professor Ghada Amir from Egypt, she said, I think it is referring to a research, when women are working, the family household and the house will be very happy. So there is every research being done is saying women are better, definitely. So what we now need, I think that the research you are just started will be of great interest. I think maybe the UN, because we work as a think tank with them, we have done a lot of research with the UN, but could be that would be the way people should look at it in terms of women researchers, how to help them. And I think so. I think fantastic. Definitely, we will get in touch with you to promote this grant. I think we should promote it for you to get more people to apply. People like Fathia, I think she definitely can make a good application, but definitely fantastic. And thank you very much for your time and your effort.